Alright, so the new final... No, I was gonna say final boss. The new demonic beast battle. Reindeer guy, the Bambi, Big Bambi, is here. Came out today. A lot of global players are very confused. Uh, I saw my Twitter replies. A lot of global players have no idea what's going on. I beat floor 2, so this is my gameplay. I'm gonna be watching back and explaining how to beat the second floor of the stage. But first we're gonna go for the first floor because I didn't use this team on my initial floor 1 video. So this is a team that I thought of like right after ending my stream because I beat the first floor on stream. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna try, today I'm just gonna take my day off to just attempt floor 3 like crazy, right? If all, melee with Arthur, I think, should be like the best thing ever because this boss deals like so much damage to you that if you just have like the insane damage reduction, you're probably gonna be like right. And I am correct. This has been the only team I've seen so far that can beat floor 3. So this exact team I thought of like 8 hours ago. Dora-chan has actually already beat floor 3 with. So I was playing floor 3 for like 3 hours already, or 2 hours. I've been at floor 3 for 8 hours now, by the way. Talk about that in a bit, but I saw he posted a video and I immediately clicked on it. I was like, oh, what team is he using? And I saw he's using the same team that I've already been using, so like, okay, I'm in the right track. I just haven't got the perfect RNG. So floor 1 and 2 for this stage are very simple. So essentially phase 1 and phase 3 are prepare phases. And phase 2 and phase 4 are phases that you have to rotate type. So if you haven't watched the first initial explanation of floor 1, phase 2 and phase 4, when you attack with a typing, the next typing you can attack with is the typing that your previous typing had advantage over. So you basically follow this, right? So if you attack with a green type, the next type you have to attack with is a blue type. The next one's a red type. And that type that you have to attack next also has an attack buff on top of it. And if you don't follow through with attacking with that specific type, you will get punished. In this specific stage here, floor 1, if you don't, you get attack sealed. In floor 2, if you don't, you get frozen. And in floor 3, if you don't, you get corrosed. So, one thing is that Meliodas is not part of the 3 elements. So if you just attack with Meliodas, the cycle doesn't start. So it goes as a cycle, right? And it doesn't stop until you kill the boss. If you attack with Meliodas, the cycle just simply doesn't start. So before you actually attack with your other characters, you can just freely attack with Meliodas and have no problems with that. So this is why this strategy works. But as soon as you start the cycle, you preferably don't want to attack with Meliodas, except in floor 2. When we get there, I'll explain more about it. But in floor 2, you actually want to get frozen, because in the second phase, if you're not frozen, he just insta-kills you. So, but it's very, like, floor 1 and 2 are very simple. Floor 2, it took me 2 attempts. I went in blind. Like, all these, I'm going blind, right? The stage just came out, and I don't read Japanese. So basically, the only way for me to actually know what the stage does is basically just play it, die to it enough times that okay, this is what he does, and then come back knowing what he does and beat it. That's the way it was for the bird, and that's the way it is now. Floor 2 is so simple. I did it once, realized that I just had to get frozen or else he kills me. I also use Google Translate. And then I beat the following try. It's that simple, floor 2. Floor 2, I think it's easier than floor 1, actually. Floor 1, if you attack him while the cycle is still going on with the incorrect type, you get heavily punished. Plus, he's constantly ult sealing you here in the second phase. This second phase, I think, is the second hardest phase in all of these. By the way, like the second phase alone is like pretty hard. One thing is that if you do like have a way of killing him in the middle of the cycle, right? You don't actually have to go with the typing. Like just because the typing does more damage doesn't mean that you have to attack with that typing. But yeah, here in phase 3, like I said, this is a preparation phase, so there's no cycling or anything. It's always phase 3 and phase 4 for all 3 floors. As is like right here, you know, this is going to be basically the same thing as floor 1 and phase 1 and phase 2 was, just repeated. I'm going to explain like floor 3 right now. My issue, like I've been playing floor 3 for 8 hours straight. No exaggeration, like 8 hours straight. I stopped once to get food, and that was it. Like I have not got up to go to the bathroom, like to shit or something, like nothing. And the only reason why I haven't beaten yet is because of the absurd amount of RNG you need for this strategy to work. I think that, you know, given a few more banners from now, they're going to release a character who's going to make the stage more consistent. But for now, if, like, I mean, this is the only team that people have done it with so far, but I'm assuming there's better teams than this because of how insanely lucky you have to be to actually beat the 3rd floor. So in the 3rd floor, when I make a video on the 3rd floor, you'll see, but like phase 4 of the 3rd floor is absolutely insane. Like I'm not even exaggerating. That shit, if you don't beat it in 2 turns, you're locked there for like 15 minutes. With like the boss doesn't kill you and you don't kill the boss. So that's why I've been like so long on this, because each attempt on stage 3 takes like 40 minutes.
It's free advertising.
Oh, I clicked on Spotify and it played an ad for a second there. I hope it wasn't too loud. It legitimately takes like 40 minutes. So yeah, that's why I haven't done floor 3 yet, but as soon as I get the perfect run, it's not even a perfect run, like, until phase 4, like, floor 3 is very simple. It's very similar to floor 2 even. And floor 1, it's like the same thing. But until phase 4. Phase 4 is a completely different beast. I got to explain that when we get there. But yeah, so, here's the same thing as floor 1. So this is now floor 2, right? It's the same thing. Phase 1, there's like no gimmick really. He does hit a little bit harder and he tanks better, like of course you expect that. And that's basically it, that's the whole difference really. But here in the phase 1, you know, I want to prepare because I actually want to go into the 2nd phase here, having Meliodas completely ready to, you know, demolish. So the only difference between the 1st floor and the 2nd floor is that on the 2nd phase here, there is a new gimmick, right? And you'll see right now, there's a new gimmick that for you to be able to start doing damage on the boss, you have to do the whole cycle. So, like, you know how, you know, in the 1st floor, you saw me, like, attack first with Meliodas? I guess they knew that people were going to do that, so now they prevent it, because here, there is this, like, symbol on top of him. That means that now, you need to do, like, a full cycle in 1 turn. It has to be a full cycle in 1 turn, so you have to go through all 3 attributes in just 1 turn, and then you can start doing damage on him. So, what I do here is I go through the whole cycle, right? And in the 2nd turn of the second phase here, he has a card where if he attacks you and there's no frozen characters on your team, like if there's no characters in your team that are frozen, he does a 10,000% multiplier attack that will one-shot you. So you gotta make sure that there's one frozen. And my pick, like, was always Meliodas because he doesn't contribute to the wheel. Right here I had no Askiner cards, so I mean, it made no difference really. I wanted to like attack with Diane, Matrona, but I had no Askiner cards to continue the actual cycle because after green comes blue, but I had no Askiner cards. So I think my mind just bugged. I didn't know what to do. I guess I attacked first with Meliodas. Yeah, attack first Meliodas. That's fine. I just want Meliodas to get frozen because you need someone to be frozen here. And so the first attack you'll see does no damage. It's like very similar to the 2nd phase of the bird, right? The 2nd phase is the 2nd for the bird, except that one you need a taunt, and here you just need your character to be frozen. So, I I didn't get an Astronaut card again, which is fantastic. Like, this is the one thing I'm saying about RNG, right? Sometimes the game just doesn't want you to win, and you need this. But like when you like interject in the game such a like stupidly restrictive thing, like, oh, you need to attack with this typing now, and then the other typing, and the other typing. Sometimes that's not up to you, you know? Like, sometimes, yeah, I'm playing the game perfectly. I'm playing the whole strategy perfectly, but as you can see, like, it's been a few turns now, and I still haven't got an Astronaut card. So what am I supposed to do, you know? Just pray harder? I don't know. Like, you know, like, there's nothing you can do about that. So this is, like, something that I'm, like, really, like, pissed. Like, especially playing with Matrona. Like, if there's something in this team I really want to replace, is Matrona. Like, I love her healing, but this bitch, she only has one attack card, right? Her other card is a taunt. That means that she has half of the chance to actually give you the card for you to do the whole cycling garbage. So, like, oh, it's been pissing me off. Like, it's been pissing me off for the past, like, 8 hours. Like, straight up. Like, this has not been, like, the main cause for me, like, losing my stages. It's really been, like, the fact that I actually need the boss to do a specific attack on me and not another. Like, on the 4th phase of the 3rd floor, I need the boss to not remove my ultimate gauge in the first turn. Which, again, like, Dora-chan has already beaten it, and he got, like, a really good run. I don't know how many times he tried to get that run. If he did it, like, first try, that's impressive. But in his run, like, I watched his video, and in his run, the boss did that. The boss did not remove his ultimate gauge. And in the past 8 hours of doing this, I have not come to a single run where the boss doesn't remove my ultimate gauge in the first turn. So I've been, like, really pissed. And it takes so long for you to get there, right? It takes so long for you to get to the last phase of the thing. Just for you to just not get the perfect RNG. It's just... Oh man, I've been getting pissed. But I'll get it done today. I'm pretty sure, bro, if... I'm getting it done today. I'm recording this because I actually wanted to, like, take a break from just playing that floor. Because it was just really, like, pissing me off, like... it's really pissing me off. Like, that's the end of the sentence. I'm just being really pissing me off. I like the boss though. I think the concept is really cool. I like how it's innovative. You know, like the whole wheel thing. I never thought they would do something like that. You know, it's pretty cool. Especially now we're having a 4th type. And the character of the 4th type being so good that you feel the need to use it regardless of the fact that he's like a bottleneck on your team by just not like helping with the wheel or the cycle or whatever. Makes it so interesting. I liked how interesting the boss is. But in terms of like difficulty, I feel like this is easier than the bird. Like just from having played the bird so much and now this boss. But the level of RNG you need is much higher. It might be like feeling easier because we like, you know, I'm attributing that to like bird at launch, right? The bird at launch felt impossible. And it was. Like, no one beat floor 3 for weeks, you know? But, you know, like 3 hours after the boss was out, someone had already beat floor 3 of this one, you know? And I'm attributing that to Meliodas. Meliodas is so incredibly stupid broken. I think that they weren't even expecting people to use Meliodas like that much on this stage. Like there definitely was an expectation, but they thought, oh, we're gonna put a cycle thing. People are not gonna use Meliodas because, you know, he's gonna really be annoying to use. But Meliodas' passive is just so unbelievably good. It's like if you're not using Meliodas, you're playing the game incorrectly. Like, and this is why I said like if you don't summon for, you know, like Meliodas and instead you decide to summon for, you know, like, I don't know, the new giant character that just came out, you're playing the game wrong. Unless that giant is actually really good for the bird. Like, you get what I mean? Like if you decide to, instead of saving for a festival character, to instead summon for, I don't know, what's been like a weird banner recently. They haven't released many weird banners. They've been mostly releasing like, I mean, they released like 2 really stupid good festivals back to back, which doesn't help, right? Um, I'm actually checking the past banners. Like, yeah, if you summon for like Saurio over summoning for whoever the next broken festival is, like, I understand wanting Red Matron and wanting Ring Alpha, but like, I don't know, man. Like, summoning for festivals has become like increasingly more needed. I feel like, because you see, like, you know, King was already like super good for the bird, but then Meliodas came out. I was like, what the hell? Like King, right now, like King is like better for PvP. I want to say than Meliodas. Like the best PvP teams have been using King more than Meliodas. But okay, so now that we got to this part, right, I was waiting for him to actually proc this up. So in the third turn, I think he procs this counter card. So you can see he has a counter symbol, and for 2 turns, if you attack him, he will one-shot you. So don't. I learned it from experience. If you attack him, he will counter you and kill whatever character you attack with. And you do like 1 damage to him. So even if you, oh, it's just 1 hit from killing, don't, because he will kill you. So that's fun. In the last 2 turns, you can't do anything about it. You just like, just don't play, I guess. Just don't play, forehead. And again, this is why probably like the damage reduction plus passive healing from Matrona is so good. But again, I'm thinking there's probably a better team than this. Like there has to be, because like this was really easy for, you know, the second floor and the first floor, like very, very easy. But for the 4th floor, having a character like Matrona only having 1 attack card is so detrimental, because in a similar way where you had like that, like, you know, on the second phase here, where you have to do the 3 typings so then you can start attacking, you need to do the same thing for the 3rd floor. And what's even worse is after a few turns, the thing comes back, so you have to do it again, you know? It's not like just once and then you can just keep attacking with whatever. So, I don't know. Matrona would be a character I would really love to replace. I love the 1. Like, the 1's ultimate is just so good. And I can't, like, say I want to replace Meliodas. Like, his passive is so nutty. Like, Arthur might be someone I can replace. You know, Arthur's mainly here for his damage reduction and, of course, damage increase. But when it comes to, like, his cards, they're pointless. Like, his cards are actually trash. So he's only here for the damage decrease and damage increase. Which, I don't know, maybe they're gonna release like a green character that can do that. We'll see. But Matrona and Arthur I would very much want to replace. It's just Matrona is so difficult to replace because her passive healing is just so good. You know, and it's, oh, use Gurheed. Well, Gurheed is worse than Matrona, simply put, because Matrona removes buffs as well, and the boss has buffs that are very annoying actually. Plus Gurheed is green. So I'd actually have to replace Arthur with Gurheed, and then who do I replace Matrona with? Who's a red type? I guess Bon? I don't know. I need someone that's red. It's just it's a little more complicated to make team building here, because you do need the specific typing thing. So yeah, I was stuck here for a little minute on this phase, because at the same time that you need to only attack him on the specific turns, you can't waste cards when he's like has a counter like that, right? And I'm just not getting Matrona cards to go through the red type attack. All these turns passing, I've got like 0 Matrona cards, especially because I can't like waste cards. Because if I use a card, he's gonna counter me and I'm dead. Like, so yeah, this is, again, I do like the design of the boss in a way. Like, I can appreciate how actually creative it is. But it is definitely very annoying. Then I should just go with it, you know. Just he's gonna keep freezing me. It doesn't matter. I'll just kill him with the increase or without the increase, and that's for sure. I had already done it before, so like this is not this is not like my first attempt or anything, because I actually went back and I wanted to change stuff. Like when I initially started doing my attempts, I had the healing card set, which proved to be pointless because the boss doesn't really debuff you like that much. It's not like the bird where he's constantly debuffing you. So the healing card set was pointless, so I changed to a different card set. I put like the damage reduction one, which I think might change as well. I mainly want the new card set. They just released a new card set that makes it so on Demon Beast battle you do 20% more damage with single target cards. So obviously I need that, but you actually can't have it, so you're missing cards. So I'm assuming they're going to be dropped at some point. But yeah, that was floor 2. I'll have floor 3 gameplay today, so maybe upload it like tomorrow or later today, I don't know. Depends on how tired I am. That's it.